Welcome back. You've probably seen him on Whose Line Is It Anyway? And if you're a fan of the longtime improv comedy show, you can catch Colin Mochrie live in Lynchburg in just a couple of weeks. And guess what? Here to talk with us about his upcoming show at the Academy Center of the Arts is the one, the only, the adorable Colin Mochrie. Colin, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So first off, let's just start with you telling us a little bit about how you got started doing comedy, please.
My plan was in high school, I was going to be a marine biologist. I was very shy. I was a bookworm. A friend dared me to go out for the school play, which I got. I got my first laugh, and that was it. I immediately dropped all sciences. I went into theater and did that long, hard road to middle stardom.
Yeah, well, you've definitely had a very, very successful career, if I may say so myself. But you've headlined, I think probably one of the biggest highlights of your career is probably headlining the White House Correspondents' Dinner. What was that like?
It was very surreal. You know, as a small Canadian boy, you never thought, oh, I'm going to be at the White House entertaining the president, and it was lovely. I mean, everybody was, you know, gung-ho. Everybody was very supportive, and after the show, we were invited by President Bush to the White House, so I got to be in the Oval Office. It looks exactly like the TV show The West Wing. It was wonderful.
Now, a lot of the comedians who have had that honor to host the Correspondents' Dinner, they all say it's a really tough gig because you're in a room with a bunch of people who aren't easy to impress. Did you find that difficult?
I didn't really think about it. When we do improv, basically we're just on survival mode. So we're just going from one bit to another, hoping people are keeping up with us. And I have to say, everybody seemed in a good mood. They wanted to laugh. And, you know, once we did the rap with Karl Rove, pretty much anything went.
Yeah. Well, from the White House to the Southwest Central Virginia area, you're going to be performing here in Lynchburg at the Academy Center of the Arts. Talk to us about this show that you're going to do in a couple of weeks.
We like to say it's sort of a live version of Whose Line without the dead weight. And I'm talking, of course, of Ryan Stiles and Wayne Brady, who really hold us back on the TV show. So every scene starts with suggestions from the audience. We have audience members on stage with us for about 80% of the show. It's even more interactive than Whose Line. It's just goofy fun for 2.5 hours.
And it's called Asking for Trouble. So folks who are going to attend should definitely expect a great show, right?
Oh, absolutely. Expect it. I can't promise we'll have one, but it'll be all right.
I'm sure it'll be all right. You know, and you're going to actually be splitting the wit with fellow comedian Brad Sherwood. What's it like working with him?
It's all right. I mean, we've been doing this show for about 22 years, so obviously something's going right. We have sort of a sibling relationship on stage. I'm the older, wiser brother. He's the little guy who's a pain in the butt, and that seems to work for us. So we have a really strong relationship, and you know, for doing this for 20 years, you have to do it with someone who you trust and will follow anywhere. That's what I have in Brad.
Yeah. Now, I'll share this with you. I'm not as good as you, but I had the opportunity to do a little improv at Second City very briefly. I had some friends doing it there, and it's not as easy as one may think. Any advice for folks who are thinking about getting into improv professionally?
Yeah, don't. But if you do, I would say just do it as much as you can. It's the hardest thing about improv is it goes against everything we do as people. You're supposed to accept people's ideas, you try to make them look good, and you just have fun. And it takes a while to get used to that part of having to give up your idea if someone comes in with a better one, and working together as a group. And it really is a muscle that has to be worked on and exercised. So the more you do it, the better you get.
All right. Well, before you go, gotta put you in the hot seat. Let's give you a situation, shall we? You are a meteorologist here at WFXR News in Roanoke, Virginia. Tell me the forecast, please.
There's a lot of weather coming up this weekend, as usual, but we don't have to worry about it because there's a large meteor heading towards Earth, even as we speak now, and this is where it's going to hit. So enjoy the last few days you have.
You know, I think I'd hire you. If I was able to hire you, I would definitely bring you onto our weather team.
Thank you.
Colin Mochrie, thanks so much for joining us. And again, folks, you can catch Colin and Brad Sherwood in Asking for Trouble at the Academy Center of the Arts in Lynchburg. That's taking place on January 3rd. Again, Colin, such a pleasure and an honor having you join us this afternoon.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on.